Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities podcast. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and let me tell you guys, it was almost no show today. This whole month has been hectic, and I am very glad it's starting to come to an end. Now, the savior of the show today is with me right now, and I owe him a lot. It's none other than one of my good friends, Mr. Benny Manzo.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, Benny, you've come to save the day yet again.
No problem, man.
Whatever
I can do, man.
Are you donning your cape yet?
Yeah, you can say that, man. You can say that. Trying to survive the heat a bit.
Yeah,
so it's also.
It's crazy hot out here today, or at least I think it's hot.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty hot. That's all I can say. I'm feeling, Yeah, so what's the topic for today, man?
Well, originally it was going to be about aliens. Had a UFO hunting guest who was going to come on, but they had to cancel and all that good stuff, which is fine. Life happens, as they say. But for today, I think we're just going to have a general talk, which is going to lead to who knows what. And to actually start things off with a bang, let's jump into a little bit of a demon talk. And
all right. Cool.
The reason for this is a couple of days ago I was talking to a friend, and for whatever reason we got on the topic of demons and what are they, and if they're truly good or evil. Excuse me, I shouldn't say good, but if they're truly evil or if there are some good demons and all that stuff. And it really got me to thinking that we know jack squat about them and spirits in general, but especially demons, and yet we seem to be so obsessed with them. And
yeah.
I mean, I don't understand it. And then even folks in your family, though, they've had experiences with demons.
Oh yeah, of course.
I don't. Is that like a rule? Every Mexican has to have a demon experience to be considered Mexican.
I wouldn't know, man, but I'm guessing it could be. It could be, man. But yeah, my family had a few crazy experiences. Sister, mom.
Yeah, and not too long ago, like without going into too much detail, you were having or hearing some. Well, I know you guys heard that someone on a moped or what do they call those things, Benny?
What is it called? Maybe a chainsaw or something like that.
A chainsaw. Anyway,
I'm
whatever.
guessing, man. Yeah, some type of motorized device, something.
A mini bike. There we go. A chainsaw. Get out of here.
We can just go with that. We can go with that, right? We'll be all right with that.
Anyway,
man.
You were having some little paranormal things happen to you where it kind of freaked you out, where you were hearing a couple of little noises and such.
Yeah, for a few days, man.
What was up with that?
Few days. Man, not only me, mom, and freaking just everybody, man. Well, me and my mom, and maybe Joanna. But yeah, it was just for a few days, though.
For those of you who don't know, Joanna is his sister.
But you know what she'd be messing around with, though, right? I mean, shoot.
It's her own fault.
Yeah, but oh yeah.
Yeah, but that is
just. Well, I mean.
And from what you recall of that event, do you think it was something nice or something that was just like, I don't like you and I'm going to mess with you?
Well, it didn't seem like it was something bad. It just lasted for a few days. I mean, I haven't heard it since. And to be honest, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I just heard it. I mean, my mom heard it. Joanna. Again, Joanna. But, it's just that evil, I wouldn't say it was evil.
Okay.
Nothing evil. Yeah, I think it was just...
visiting.
Yeah, just visiting. Making his way through in, man.
All right.
Yeah, you could say that.
This is opposed to one of my favorite stories from you, and it involves Miss Letty
Oh
and
yeah.
a house cleansing and some type of life-size doll greeting her at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a while back though. I can barely remember that story. But yeah, man, she had a few. I heard a few episodes from her, and but this is when was this? Apparently, she got kicked out of the little community in Mass because of the little things that she was doing in Mass.
We should say
She got in there
that
with the priest. Yeah.
Miss Letty is a, what would you say, psychic, witch doctor? Well, not witch doctor, but like some type of psychic, and who deals
Maybe
with,
both.
yeah, okay, so some type of psychic witch. I know that sounds so weird. A
Yeah,
psychic witch.
and yeah, maybe both in Mass because she was able to see stuff in Mass and cleanse houses in Mass and just yeah, see stuff like for instance, there's one time where she was walking by and she was like, "Hey man, who's that guy right there in the corner, man? Did somebody die right here in this corner?" And nobody knew about it. There wasn't an altar or nothing, and this happened a few years back, and she was able to pinpoint where the guy got killed, And yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to say about her. She was like a psychic doctor, you know, psychic. Yeah,
And like
yeah,
you said, she did cleansings and I guess
right.
sometimes exorcisms, depending.
Yeah,
And that doesn't sit
yeah,
well with the Catholic Church. They don't like
of
that.
course.
They always
You
say
know,
it's malicious and, you're using the devil's work here and not God because,
yeah,
apparently they're the
yeah,
only ones who can perform an exorcism.
yeah, yeah. You could say that. I mean, but something happened. I think she disappeared. I think her. If I'm hearing stuff right, I think her husband passed away, and she just vanished. But she had it so bad, man, to where allegedly this is coming from her. She would be driving, man, and then she would have to have her own driver, to move her around because she wasn't able to drive because they would just mess with her while she was driving, and yeah, she had it bad, you know.
Yeah,
That
and
was
then
crazy.
I think he actually told me too she had her hair pulled out at one point.
Yeah, man, she totally did. No, but this I can actually vouch for. I actually seen it. Like this, whatever it was, yanked the yanked the crap out of her head, man. And she had a decent bald spot on her head. So yeah, I can actually vouch for that one, 110%.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. It was nice.
Like, could you imagine going somewhere and that have you're something that a force that you can't see, you can't touch, it's messing with you and it yanks your hair out.
I would try to outrun it, man.
How are you gonna
No, I don't
outrun
know
it?
how spirits work. I mean, shoot, I don't know how spirits work or anything. I'm assuming they can't get out of the house, can they?
I mean, I don't
I
know.
mean, run out of the house?
Over there, it sounds like you're hoping
Do
it's a
something.
boundary somewhere. Like, you can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't cross this
Exactly.
line. Oh, they're pulling some Bugs Bunny and some Looney Tunes. I dare you to cross this line. Now this
Yeah,
line.
man. Who knows, man? I mean, I don't know how they work, man, but that would be my best bet. Get out of the house or the area they're roaming in. Man. Yeah, get out. You got to get out.
So no
But allegedly,
investigating
I
for
heard some
you,
of
huh?
the. Oh no, forget that. I already told you, man. I'm not doing it, man. And especially overnight lock-in. Forget that. That's just out of the question. Now, I am intrigued by stuff like that, though. That's one of the things about everybody, right? You are intrigued about, paranormal stuff in this. I will go probably to a house in this, but I won't, I'll just be careful with whatever I do in this, and just be really respectful in this, and once it comes down to nightfall, I'm out. That's it. I'm out. Forget it.
Even though it's still around in the day as well, though.
I don't. But that's the thing, though. I don't know what is it about the night that makes everything so much freakier, though. You know?
When I had EVP on, I think I asked him that question, and it has to do
Yeah,
with your senses and you're able to feel more, and things are enhanced for you.
yeah. So I'm guessing, man. So it's just something about it's just something about the night, man. It just gets me,
Well,
you
the
know.
freaks come out at
Especially
night.
I know, man. It's my parents, man. They're from, like I said, man. They're from a little village, and man, there's not a lot of lights over there. And it's if it's dark over here, man, it's really dark over there, man. And man, over there, the darkness is totally different from out here. You know,
Oh yeah, when it's
it's a bit
dark,
more
it's
scary
dark.
being out there. It's dark, dude. Like you can't make out the mountains or nothing. Nothing. It's just pitch black. Yeah, man. It's just something about the dark that gets me.
Yeah. Uh, now, speaking of the dark, though, um,
Right.
I think it was one of your cousins. You have a lot of cousins,
Yeah,
but
of course.
I think it was one of your cousins. You're telling me who had an experience at night, and I think you even told me at one point she was just like really conceited or stuck up or something, and she was on the couch and it was late at night and she woke up and there was some type of entity which everyone assumed is a demon, and it
Oh, right.
had
No,
like
this is uh, I want to say my sister's first husband's
okay,
sister, if I remember right. This is a while ago, man. You're bringing up stuff from like 10, 11 years ago, man.
well
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
because
But
it's good.
yeah, yeah. So apparently, I don't know what she did in this. I think I think she actually got like a something like a $20 bill off the mom's purse or something, right?
Uh-huh.
And she went out and bought these, just bought, like chips and mess. She was young,
Yeah.
and at night when she woke up and she saw a silhouette, and all she can tell, all you can see from that one silhouette is just the silhouette just sitting down and just had a smile on it. And then she apparently, man, she freaked out and she booked it, dude. She got out of there. Now apparently, this silhouette thing, it was messing around. It was somewhat messing around with my sister's first husband's mom, and man, because you remember I told you like she had an abortion, man, and the lady, she would actually dream of her unborn son, just the unborn son telling her like, "Hey man, why'd you get rid of me?" And man,
Yeah.
So she would see the little son like around the house, and then in one night cause she was paranoid, right? So the thing is that she used to sleep with the two younger daughters, and she would sleep in the middle of them, and like throughout the night she would just rub up on their hair, and it was just like a knack, like something she would just do, like rub up on their hair and mess, and all of a sudden, man, she felt like a head that just like a different head and mess, and she turns around and it's that same silhouette, man, with the smile, just smiling back at her, and she,
That is
man, I don't know,
creepy.
yeah, that's just freaky, man. I don't know I can't remember what happened after that, but it was the same silhouette though.
No, but I remember another detail that you didn't mention here, but I remember you originally told me it had a giant head too. For whatever
Right,
reason.
right,
Like its body was fairly skinny and it
yeah,
smiled creepily and it had
yeah,
a big head.
yeah, right.
And
And a big head.
I don't think that's a human spirit.
I don't know, man. But she was so paranoid to the point, she had it so bad. But the thing is, her and her daughter were seeing it. So it's not just, her. Uh, Dude, she literally, there were some crows outside of her house, man, and she started getting all superstitious too, man. And then she just grabs a shotgun, man, and just, and this happened in Inglewood, dude. When
Really?
man, shot through the window. Yes, shot through the window and was trying to, and just to freaking get those freaking crows to go away, man.
Darn.
Like that, she had it bad, man. Yeah, but I think right now she's okay though. I don't know what happened. My sister I think my sister divorced well, yeah, she divorced, her
Yeah,
first husband. And, we just never, follow up. We don't know what happened to the lady. Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy though. I mean,
Yeah.
shotgun to some
Yeah.
pros. Darn.
Yeah, man. Nah, but she was freaked out, man. She was freaked out. And yeah, she was totally freaked out, man. And she got all superstitious and mess. And yeah, I think if I remember right, she even got her house cleaned. So I'm trying to remember too. Yeah, but these stories are from way back in the day, man, dude. I can't believe you remember them.
Of course. How can I not? It's good stuff.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
seriously, how could I not?
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man. But it's just crazy, man.
and then with you, like you're walking that line where it's like, man, I don't mind seeing these haunted places, but I really don't want something to jump out and go boo.
And that's how it happens, man. Like those little experiences I had, man. I was not trying to invoke them, man. It just happened. Like I wasn't out there, man. Trying to come in contact with them. It's just stuff happens, man. You remember that one time I was telling you about, right? Where I had to. Now this happened in Mexico, man. But I think it was with me and and Karen. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend, man. And we were watching some type of movie. I didn't really care about the movie. I was looking at Karen and this, and I think it was her cousin and her friend. Man, they were dating in Mass, and then two more of her cousins came along. So it was like six of us in total. And like in the next room, you just heard kids playing in Mass, and I didn't think nothing of it. It was not. It just wasn't my house. So I'm guessing, hey man, if these girls, somebody has kids in the room and they're playing. But apparently they started freaking out. They're like, oh, and, I got freaked out because they got freaked out. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? But I did clearly hear the kids playing in the room in Mez. And then they just, I think if I remember right, they booked it, dude. And it was just me and the other guy cousin right there in Mez. So me trying to play it off that I was brave in this, but I wasn't. Man, I was too beat from crapping myself in that. So I was like, okay, man, forget it, man. I'm gonna just bite it. I'm gonna go see what the hell's going on, man. We went in there, me first. I'm trying to be the brave one in this, and no, there was nobody there. Checked under the bed. It's a small room, dude. So small house. And I'm like, no, there was nobody there, and I wasn't trying to invoke nobody in that. It just happened. Shoot. Out of the blue sky, I'm looking at Karen, man. I'm trying to see if I'm getting lucky in this, That's what I was doing. Shoot.
And then freaking Casper shows up and messes everything up.
Yeah, man, but that happened, and it was six of us, man. So I got witnesses in this. It was six of us, So something happened. I don't know what it was in this, but something definitely happened that day in that house, And not only that, but it's just I had a few episodes with Karen too, but not towards us, more towards like the family and the parents and this.
Oh, okay.
We actually found some. No, but this is more towards the black arts and this. You can somewhat voodoo in this.
Yeah.
But like if you go into her house, before you get into the house, they have a little altar, with the Virgin Mary and whatnot. The Virgin Mary altar, dude, they found a bottle with two little dolls with needles on them and dirt, like filled halfway to the waist, of the dolls in this. I don't know what that meant. I don't know what it signified in this. I don't know if it was the dad or the mom on the bottle. I don't know, but that I did see it, man. So there was something going on, man. There's something going on. So, yeah, man. That's the craziest stuff I've seen.
That one's pretty. That one's pretty scary, actually, with the altar and.
I don't know how they snuck that stuff in there. I don't know how they stuck it in there, man. This uh, apparently this happened. I think they had like a little get together, if I remember right, and it just turned nighttime. I'm like, forget it, I'm gonna just call it. I'm gonna call it quits for today, and miss. The next day I show up and they show me this, miss. I'm like, what the hell? I did not see that when I left. You know, because the altar's like right there. Once you get in the house, you can't miss it. It's there. You know.
Now,
So
what's interesting is
right.
if it was something to do with voodoo, because in voodoo, the Virgin Mary is representative of how do you, these names? All right, guys, we're getting ready to butcher. Be ready. Is Ezeli Dantor, and she's from the Petu family of law in voodoo, and I know that she has to do with single motherhood and children and all that. And I know that uh, a black pig was sacrificed to her at the start of the Haitian Revolution. So take that as you will, but that's interesting and kind of freaky.
Yeah, yeah, that's the craziest stuff I've seen. Like me, eyewitness like that. You know, but and then of course the noises, man. That one time I was in Guadalajara, man, and and it's crazy, dude, because I can picture stuff happening in the village since it's so damn pitch black, man. You go out there and it's like, man, you can, it's what it is. It's not that many light poles out there, and it's so small. Everybody knows everybody. It's a small community, But in the big city, that's where I was getting freaked out, and that's crazy. Like, you know,
Hey,
and yeah, that's where
sometimes,
stuff will usually happen.
yeah, sometimes if the energy is there, it's there, and it's just gonna freak you out.
Right.
And
Yeah, man.
it's not privy to any set location or anything. It goes where it feels like going, and sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to deal with it. I actually have a question for you, Benny. Why is it that when the Christianity belief system, why is it that all other religions, not all other religions, but a good majority of religions, voodoo being an example, why is it considered devil worshipping?
Man, that's a really good question, man. I don't know. You got to remember, man. I was raised Catholic, man. But to be honest, haven't gone to church in like freaking 3-4 months, man. Maybe, if not a year. Shoot, so I don't know. I wouldn't know, man.
I often wondered about that. It's like, why is this considered devil worshipping or demonic in nature and stuff? And I just don't get it. Like, in voodoo specifically, they straight up say that the law, they're not even uh, deities, like they're ancestors. They're humans, spirits who are
Right.
elevated, and they're all related to us. They're not angels. They're not gods. They're not demigods. They are
Probably
legit ancestors.
maybe like a type of saint, you might say, even.
Well, no, not saints, because
Maybe.
they're not that either. They're literally ancestors. That's how they put it, because they weren't they well, I suppose they could kind of be saints because they were elevated for certain deeds. For instance, the original, well, I won't say the original Cain and Abel, but in the Gide family, you have Papa Gide, who was the first man to be buried in a cemetery and die and stuff. And you have
Yeah.
Maman Bridget, which is very interesting to me. Um, it's interesting because she's a white chick who is like legit Irish redhead, and
Yeah.
she's her husband is Papa Gide, who is a black dude and African, and so I was like, huh, they're an interracial couple here. How does this work?
Yeah.
If you just think about the time period and all that mess, it's like never saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, Man, but I wouldn't know how to answer that question, man. Because again, I'm just, and then the way I'm more of, I'm kind of weird, man. I do believe in, I sort of do believe in the religion, but then I also believe in UFOs, aliens, entities, and just a lot of stuff, man. So I'm just really unorthodox,
Yeah,
extremely.
you're all over the place.
I'm everywhere, dude. So I wouldn't know what to say, man.
So I mean,
Shoot.
it's weird. And then also in the Gide family, you have Gide Nebo and Baron
Yeah.
Criminal, Baron of the Criminals. And
Yeah.
what makes those two so interesting is they are straight up Cain and Abel. Um,
Huh.
Gide Nebo was the first man murdered, and Baron Criminal was the
Yeah.
first murderer.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds like kind of able to me, man.
Yeah, so it's like, wait, but Christianity in that story, it wasn't even at that part of the world at the time. How the heck did it? Man, it makes you freaking wonder what was going on that we will never know.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. That does sound exactly like King and Abel.
Yeah, and it's like, man, so wait a second, let me get this straight. These guys, though, they're supposed to be demonic. They're demons, but it sounds so similar to this.
But then you got to remember, man. Back in the day, well, I don't know now. Maybe the Catholic Church is they're trying to be a bit cooler now. But back in the day, they were a lot more strict. With the church. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, and it's pretty
Uh,
ridiculous in some regards.
right now, they're trying to be a bit more cool, man. I mean, shoot, whatever.
I wonder.
But yeah, I'm guessing. I'm guessing, man. I'm guessing. Yeah, just anything that didn't have to do with the the Catholic Church, and they're trying to demonize it. You
Yeah,
know,
so
that was just it.
it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's not just them, of course. This isn't just exclusively to Catholicism, but it's
Yeah,
just one of those things.
look
We're
what's going
just
on. Look what's going on in the Middle East.
yeah. So oh my word. But anyway, those are
Yeah,
topics for another time. I'm not going to get into some religious mess. Next thing
yeah.
I know, out here, I put a jihad on you. Like, oh God. So,
I'll just leave it alone.
um,
Let it be, man.
hey, now here's something that I'm pretty sure you've heard about. Everyone's probably heard it if they're an ounce interested in the paranormal. What's up with the idea that aliens are not actually aliens, but they are demons?
To be honest, man, that's actually the first time I heard about it. Like demons.
Really? Yeah, demons.
No, that's the first. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard about that. Yeah, man. I shoot. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Yeah,
No, not demons, man.
yeah, this is something like I can't remember the guy's name who came up with this, but it
Yeah,
dates back to the 70s, and the argument
yeah,
was aliens are actually demons in
right.
disguise, and they're trying to make you seem all special and this and that to push you away from Jesus and God and devour your soul or get it, something like that. Which is kind of weird. It's like, man, why go through all that effort? I mean,
Right.
isn't there easier ways to get someone's soul? But that's
Yeah,
always been weird to me that the aliens are demons argument. Like, why? Who started? Well, I know who started it, but again, the name escapes me at the moment. It's
yeah.
just so ridiculous. I mean, but here's the other thing. What if it's
Uh-oh.
true? What if aliens are actually demonic spirits, but somehow in a physical realm?
I I can't wrap my mind around that. I still no. I can see the way I picture. Aliens and man, the ETs and man. I mean, shoot. It's not like I can't mix those two up. I just can't. Like well, No. I
You
mean, do you
just
believe in it?
Oh gosh, no, not at all. But I do
Right.
somewhat see a few similarities if you think about it. Because what's the purpose and the driving point of a demon? What does it? What's its end game? We have no clue. Same with
Yeah.
aliens. Like, man, what drives you here? What's your end game? What do you want? We don't know.
Yeah.
We know they both mess with people just for fun sometimes. I personally think. I
Right.
honestly think that. I think sometimes aliens get bored and they're like, "Hey, look at this guy. Let's mess with them here. Hold up." Like, I truly believe that
Yeah.
that they do that sometimes. And
There's,
with
there's been there's been cases. You
and
remember?
with demons, I think they do the
Yeah.
same thing. And clearly they both want something from us. I mean, yeah, sure, there's always that case of curiosity, but ultimately I think they want something, and
Right.
we don't know what it is, and we'll probably never know. Or maybe, who knows, maybe we will know one day. But then that brings up this. So when we say aliens, oftentimes people think extraterrestrials. And when we say demons, usually we just think of some type of evil entity. But
Right.
taking it a step further, we have interdimensional beings as well, which technically a demon could be, because we don't know if they're native to this planet or not. They honestly could be some type of entity from a whole nother dimension, and they're able to, for lack of a better word, astral project their spirit over here and mess around. I don't know if that's the case. That's just purely Melvin speaking Melvin. So, don't take what I'm saying as fact or as word. Um, but, like, it raises a whole new set of questions. It's like, okay, so wait, if demons are interdimensional, does that mean that portals to different dimensions actually exist?
Portals, I do. I can kind of see portals coming along, and but I just it's just hard for me, man. I never heard this theory. This is the first. You totally caught me off guard with this,
Oh, I'm sorry about
and
that, but hey, it's something to look into.
yeah, man. Yeah, I might have to look into it, man. But then saying that, I mean, do you remember the chupacabras and how it was described in Puerto Rico when it started showing up in Mass?
Very vaguely.
Yeah, man, that thing was pretty freaky looking in Mass.
I do
And
recall
then,
one guy actually described it as a reptilian, which I thought was interesting.
right? Yeah, but then saying that, I mean, has anybody ever caught actually footage? Like footage of a demon, like 100% footage of a demon. Do we know
Well,
what a demon looks like?
that's just it. Like, and this was going to be something I was going to lead into. We with demons, apparently they have the ability to change their shape, their voice. They can mimic you. They're highly intelligent and patient, and
Hmm.
that I know of, there's no actual, like, physical eye witness proof of an actual demon in a physical body on this plane.
Right.
Every time you hear about them, you hear about it from a possession or a haunting,
Right. Yeah,
or like sometimes people say they'll see
yeah,
them in
something that
dreams.
coincides with something. Yeah, something that coincides almost. You can almost say it coincides. With spirits and stuff.
Yeah,
Like a spirit. Yeah, spirits and possessions and stuff like that. That's why it's kind of hard to. For me, it's kind of hard putting those two together, man. To be honest,
yeah. And when I
you
had
know.
Nikki Para Unnormal on and EVP, they straight
Right.
up said like they don't believe they've ever run into a demon. Maybe some very upset human spirit, and
Right.
and I think that's true for majority of actual paranormal investigators. It's just what happens is sometimes people, they get so caught up in shows like Ghost Adventures, even though I do like Ghost Adventures, they
Right.
always say, I think it's a demon. It could be a demon. Oh my god, it's a demon. It's like come
Right.
on guys, get real. Stop saying it's a demon when you don't know. You want it to be. It makes good entertainment because demons are just so mysterious and freaky and we're
Right,
drawn to it. But
right,
we really don't know. And and here's the other thing about demons. Um, the way they are described, evidently there are some people capable of sensing them and seeing their actual what they look like. And
right.
they are described as freaky looking, like some scary Stephen King. No, not Stephen King. I need someone, some freaking H.P. Lovecraft type mess.
Mm,
And talking about, oh yes, it's a very tall black figure. Like we're talking 8 feet tall. It has extremely sharp fangs, and it looks like it's drooling. Its eyes are completely black, and has elongated arms and fingers, and it's a
yeah,
little hunched over, and it's pretty gnarly. It's like, nope, I don't want to see that. Like demons are supposed to be very ugly to the human eye,
yeah,
and it said that if you see a demon, kind of like if you see an alien, we can't
right.
truly process it because it's just so different from what we're used to. You can legit go insane.
Damn.
Yeah, so with aliens, however, apparently you could get used to them over time. You just have to see glimpses and you start to understand and all that. But how do you
Yeah,
comprehend a spiritual entity that's supposed to be all super evil and manipulative, and like
yeah,
for instance, I'll bring up two examples. One of them being the succubus incubus. They're supposed to be demonic, and yet it seems like they just only want to get laid.
yeah,
But saying that too, though, because they are manipulative and everything, rumor, not rumor, but the lore goes that they actually take your life force slowly, and they become
yeah.
obsessive and eventually possessive, and you become their property, and your life is ruined after that.
Jeez.
Like, did you know there's actually websites dedicated to succubus incubus with people who claim to have them attached to them?
Huh.
Yeah, I will never forget this.
Ah,
When I was just starting to really dig into the paranormal, I went to some websites and I was
yeah,
like, what is this? Like, wait, is this legit? This is for real? And some people share some horror stories, and other ones, it sounded very weird, man, because it sounded like they themselves became obsessed with the succubus incubus, where
yeah,
it's like, how is this? What is happening? It was just so weird reading that stuff. Now, I don't know if the website's still around. It's been a long time since I went there to read the stories, but um, one of the last times I went, I remember some stuff being set to private and all that. So
yeah,
it might be by invite only now if it's still there.
yeah. That's crazy, man. Now, saying that about Incubus is one thing I do kind of believe in, and I can say, man. Now, this is from another family member, and that's it was just crazy. Uh, dude, my aunt, man. I don't know. I'm trying to remember, dude. But remember when I told you? I was telling you. I think I told you this. It was not a story. This is actually it happened to my aunt, and then her husband's is a full blown doctor, and she went somewhere. I don't know if she went to a cemetery. I don't know if she went to church. The thing was that she had a spirit attached to her, and all this spirit wanted to do, man, is like, man, all she did, she wasn't doing anything bad. There was just nothing really happening, man. All she wanted to do is sleep, but man, apparently this spirit, man, like I said, man, all they wanted to do is sleep. Don't cause any harm. Is just wanted to sleep, man, and it just got attached to one of my aunts, you know. So maybe the succubus is true. It could be.
Yeah, so those succubus incubus are just one example, and I can't remember where I was going with that. I know I said it was something else, but whatever. It'll come to me later. Sorry about that, guys. If you listen to the show enough, you know how I am by now, and you have to put up with me. So, like, God darn it, Melvin. Yeah, I know.
That was the ice cream truck.
Yeah, it threw me for a
That
loop.
was the ice cream truck. We got pipeline. We got. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. But I think the succubus might be a real thing. I can see that happening. You
It,
know,
it could be. Like, it really
or
could be.
maybe it's not a succubus. It's just a spirit, and it's just there lingering. You know, kind of like my auntie with that one spirit that only wanted to sleep.
Yeah, that's also another possibility.
You
And
know, so
the
I kind of see that one.
the thing is, like, we won't really know until we possibly move on.
Yep.
Which, man, what do you think's on the other side?
Ah, jeez, I don't even want to think. I don't even
Yeah,
want to think
well,
about it now.
I remember reading a few articles and again seeing on a few different paranormal shows how some spirits they claim to be trapped by demons,
Right.
and it's like, man, how are you trapped? What do you mean you're trapped? You can't move on? And I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, that's kind of scary because some apparently have been
Yeah.
trapped for decades.
Right.
And, it's like, how are you trapped? What is it doing to trap you? Why can't you just leave? Like, what power does it have over you where you can't go?
Shoot. Yeah, that does sound scary.
Yeah, no, like, it's honestly, for me, it was just a really scary thing. And it's like, man, and then, um, eh, I don't know. And then what can us being in the physical realm, what can we do to help someone who's stuck and they can't move on?
I don't think we can, man.
You know, I kind of wish I should have asked Kelly that one when I had her on. God darn
Yeah.
it, why didn't I think of that question? That would have been a good one for her.
Yeah, man, but how can you help them in this? Shoot.
And then what purpose would a demon want to keep someone here?
Yeah.
Can they hurt them? Is it like, is that what it is? They could just hurt them? Or can they, like, legit just stop a portal from opening? I don't know. Like, it's just so much mystery behind this, man, and I want to know.
Yeah, man, that's pretty crazy, man. See, now you're trying to invoke stuff, man.
Oh, I'm not trying to
Don't
invoke anything.
don't
No way.
don't you call me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, man. Waking me up.
No, I don't want to do that. No,
Like,
no. That's something that Rose would do. Actually, yeah, that is right up Rose's alley, considering, like, she was messing with one of those freaking Ouija boards and invoked the Z
Yeah.
entity. So it's like,
Oh my god.
yeah, she's ballsy like that. I'm not.
No, I'm good, man. Stuff happened to me by accident, man. I wasn't trying to do jack squat. I was just
Yeah, you
forget
just
that.
happened to walk into it.
Yeah, man. I totally walked into it, and man. Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. It's a lot of mysteries, man. What does happen after we go in, man?
Yeah, what
You know,
happened?
and then like you said, yeah, and then the thing is, would we'd be able to interact, with these demons and that,
Yeah, I would assume
and
so. But I mean, evidently, like, even if we can, apparently we can't really do anything against them. Here's the even crazier thing: what about the aliens? Like, when they die, do we all?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. That was my mistake.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I know. Especially at with what we were talking about and stuff. But
Man, Melvin, you need to stop that, man. It's happening.
did you have a little
I totally
moment of
lost you
shock?
there, though. Yeah, man.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but it happens.
Yeah. So anyway, we're back on live. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, so the battery in the computer isn't charged, and
Okay.
and I had I have it plugged into the charger, and I wasn't paying attention, and I accidentally kicked it out. So it was running
Uh,
on the battery, and it died real quick. And I noticed, and if you listen carefully, you can actually hear me say "uh oh" because the screen faded out first before it actually all cut off. But anyway, we're back. So sorry about that. You know, a demon didn't come and get us. It wasn't some aliens or anything. We're good. Anyway, but what I was saying before everything decided to die off was, what about aliens, man? Do we go to the same? Do they go to the same place as us? I mean, could you imagine you go to heaven and you got this like little gray looking at you and stuff, or other weird aliens? And it's like, what the heck? You know, is
hey
it
man,
all inclusive, or is it just like a human heaven, alien heaven?
eventually we're gonna find out, man.
You know, like
Now I don't know if we're gonna be able to get feedback on me or you, and that's, yeah.
I mean, like, could you imagine? How does that work? You get to heaven, you're like, yes, I made it. Open those pearly gates, and you go in, and it's filled with aliens. And next thing you know, yeah, most humans don't make it here. They go to the other place, but hey, you're lucky, and it's aliens. Like, what would you do, man? Like, as a spirit, can your mind still get blown?
I think so, man.
Gosh.
I'm assuming so in this.
I mean,
Shoot.
that's another one I should have asked Kelly, man. Like, so is there alien heaven?
Yeah, man, that will be something in this. I mean, shoot, I could picture it. Remember how, like on freaking Men in Black, man. And you know how Will Smith barely walks in, he goes into their main headquarters and man.
Yep,
And he walks in, man, and he's looking around, and he sees all these, beings, and it's like, maybe something like that.
that would be interesting. And then, and oh, okay, so you know what though? Now that I'm thinking about this, are there demons in heaven, or is it truly that um, they aren't actually spirits, but they are in a different dimension, but they are
Yeah,
doing some type of astral projection. How nuts would that be? Even though they say they all reside elsewhere, well, what if the elsewhere actually is just another dimension, and we can't comprehend it as it's what it
yeah,
truly is, but we just see it as an awful, terrible place we don't want to go to.
yeah. It could be, man. It could be. And then saying that, I mean, there's a lot of mystery in this, but man, now that you're saying that, man, now is Lucifer like a demon in this? Like is he considered like a type of demon?
Well, technically, Lucifer is an angel.
Yeah.
I mean, oh well,
Remember?
even more technically, there really isn't a Lucifer or a true devil per se. You have to remember it's interpretations of the Bible, and Lucifer, the morning star, and people interpret that as an angel who apparently became a fallen angel because he rebelled against God. And
Yeah.
here's the crazy thing about this. There are some interpretations saying that Lucifer and the devil are two separate entities,
Hmm.
and I mean it's just so much. And I love this one. This is another one saying, well, no, this isn't a saying, but this is just something that I throw out there to just get people to think. What if? Because I truly don't understand this. Like this angel loves his father so much, like he does not
Hmm.
want to bow to humans at this point. You know, that's what they say the cause of the rebellion was. He didn't want to bow to humans. You disobeyed. And and he's
Yeah.
like, but no, you're the man, like we're kind of above them, which he wasn't wrong, but still.
Yeah.
And that leads into a rebellion and stuff like that. But what if there was several gods, or to keep it simple, we'll say two gods. You
Hmm.
have Old Testament God and New Testament God. why are they so vastly different? Why is one fire and brimstone and turning you into a pillar of salt if you don't worship me the right way? And the other one
Right.
is all, hey, I love you guys, man. It's all good. You gotta love one another. Love me. I love you. Like, what the heck? Why was it this 180 here?
Yeah.
What happened that caused God? I mean, either God has a split personality, or it's two different gods. You have, and I like to say that what if Lucifer and them, the rebellion, what if they actually won the war and God lost, and Lucifer, who we considered the devil, is actually new God?
That's crazy, man.
I mean, if you think about it, like, and this is just me going by the Bible stuff, not saying that I necessarily believe in it, but I'm just going by that, just to get people to think and listen.
Yeah.
What if, because old God is just so mean and like sacrifices
Yeah.
and kill him and all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
And now that you're saying different gods, man, if you really look at it, it reminds me a little teeny bit, though. It reminds me a little teeny bit about Norse mythology, though.
Oh boy. Well,
Only
that
in no, for real, no. But now that I know this is totally off whacking this, but man, I mean, shoot, look at his archangel, and they kind of remind me of the Valkyrie in this, dude. But in guys, though,
yeah.
a little bit, like, man. But saying that, man, I heard from what I heard, man, I heard freaking Saint Michael. He was a bouncer in this and bounced them off in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Michael, he was supposed to be the muscle who defeated Lucifer, but
Yeah,
again, it's one of those things where it's like, well, what if he didn't? you know,
yeah,
what if he's actually the devil?
yeah.
Because again, it just doesn't account for the drastic change of personality that we see in God. Abrahamic God, I should say.
Yeah,
It just doesn't. There is something that's missing. And then the other thing that I like saying too, if I want to go to the alien folks with it, is what if the world was actually under the watchful eye of extraterrestrials? Okay, mind you, I know I'm getting out there with it, but just entertain this thought for me, guys, or who's ever listening at the moment. So yeah, we'll say the world is under the watchful eyes of aliens, and they're portraying gods or whatever, and everything is split up into a certain district. Well, let's say um, they got tired of things being split up, so they said, "All right, we're gonna have we're gonna have a discussion, and we're gonna see who has this world, and they'll just have to follow these rules and all this stuff." And it's like, okay, so James, you have the world, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a massive reset. So boom, great flood happens, and now there's one god who is watching over the world, has his little angel armies and everything, but they're really aliens. I'm not actually saying they're aliens, guys. This is just an example.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, 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 yeah.
not going Alex Jones here.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no! That's
Okay.
a sick joke. Yeah, but
So
I get you, man. I get you.
so now they're running the planet, and the power gets to them. Like, they could pretty much do whatever they want. And even though they have rules they're supposed to follow, they're not following, and they don't really care. And
Yeah,
eventually, the second in command, or who knows, maybe some other guys come to check. They see what's up, and they're like, "Hey, you can't do this. Stop it." And he tells them to bow to me, like I'm the one who runs this mess. And a a civil war somewhat takes place, but it's amongst aliens.
yeah,
And we see these fallen angels aren't actually angels per se, but what if they're like spaceships or something? I mean,
yeah,
because there were many tribes, And when I say tribes, I'm speaking about in the Americas, not necessarily in other countries. But there were tribes that stated that they were warned from. They got warnings from certain entities that they considered their gods that they need to get locked up somewhere because it's about to go down. In a couple of scriptures in Hinduism, they talk about the sky raining down fire and machines, not machines, floating cities
Vimanas,
fighting. And stuff. It's like, what the heck?
Vimanas,
Yeah. So,
Vimanas, man. Vimanas, yeah,
so, I
yeah.
mean, what if that's what happened and the alien who. Old Testament alien. Old Testament alien. My God. Um, what if like he lost and he was given the boot and the new guys who took over is like, oh man, we really messed up and these humans are so whacked in the mind, we have to figure out a way to fix this. And
Yeah.
they turned over a new leaf and went into New Testament alien. What if it was a alien civil war that occurred for who controls the planet?
Well, no, well, I do believe that something did happen back in the day, though, and it could be possible, man. What happens that like well, look, what happens after everything just goes to crap and runs? It's a reset, right?
Yep.
Everything starts from scratch. So yeah, I can somewhat see that. Yeah,
Yeah, and the Illuminati model from chaos, a new world is born. But we'll get on the Illuminati another time. And that's
yeah.
that's probably asking for trouble. Actually, I might not ever discuss that.
Okay, we even said that, folks.
Yeah. Who?
I'm
The
not
what?
here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not here, man. I'm not here. I just, yeah, yeah, man. But I do think that some stuff like that went down back in the day. You know, again, though, that well, yeah, those were Vimanas, right?
It's something like that. Yes.
Vimanas, yeah.
So it.
Spoke about. I think they even spoke of a deadly weapon in this, like a giant. Well, the way they described it in this, a giant bomb. It sounds like a bomb
Yeah, but then
went off in
with
that.
the ancient people, how do you describe something that's just so out of this world? You can't. It's like, how do you describe the? Like, okay, how would you describe an atom bomb in the freaking 40s? Like, how do you describe that? A weapon of mass destruction that's never been seen before, that kills hundreds of thousands in a blink. You can't
Yeah,
at that time. So, it's just so much mystery in this world. And that's just one of the things to think about. And I'm going to probably go on a small rant here, but I don't like that you can't express your opinion about these different possible religious beliefs or the what ifs or because truly we really don't know. We're going by someone else's word and we're just taking it. And I just don't think that's right. And that's why I like the show so much. And I'm able to discuss this and openly, you know
yeah,
and get ideas and feedback. And I'm always introduced with something new that I didn't know, or perhaps I can introduce something new to someone that they didn't know. But I don't think you should be so close minded about this. No one is saying that your belief system is wrong.
yeah,
It's just a different way of looking at things. And I think
yeah,
if we were just more open and just, even if you think the guy is spouting nothing but BS, just at least be respectful enough to somewhat hear him out. And you never know. You just never
yeah.
know.
That's true, man.
Because like you, Benny, you're Catholic. You were raised Catholic, and yet here you are
Yeah,
discussing aliens, demons, succubus. I mean, some stuff that's like, man, you're not voodoo. You're supposed to
yeah,
immediately think that's devil worshipping, man, and yet here you are talking
uh,
about it, and you're like, oh well, you never know. So
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, you know what? I mean, that's I always been like that, man. You know me basically for a nice chunk of my life in this. I just always been like this, man. So I always been open minded, man, and just, I mean, and just like you said, willing to hear people out in this. Some man, you can take whatever what what you want to believe and throw away what you don't want to believe. Just hear them out.
Yeah, usually that's
Uh,
all. What that's the only thing people want. Like, please just listen to me for a second. Like, that's it,
yeah,
and that would
that's
solve a
it.
lot of problems.
Yep.
Like, man, like that's it. Just hear me out and leave it at that. But then, of course, there's always that exception to the rule where some prick who's like, yeah, you're gonna hear me out, and I'm gonna force you to hear me out, and then that just ruins everything. It's like, well,
Oh yeah.
that just went out the window.
Yep.
But
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot it. I mean, but there is a lot of possibilities, man. Especially with this, again, freaking Von Daniken, man. He opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff, man. Like I mean, that's what happened with him, right? A lot of people that you can actually say he was like one of the. Well, these theories has been around for a while, but he was like one of the pioneers. Him and his book Chariots of the Gods, man. Some of them, I will admit, some of them do sound way out of whack, but some of that stuff I can actually believe in.
yeah,
You know,
it's a bit like David Icke as well. Poor
yeah,
David Icke, because man,
yeah,
it's so weird with him. Because some stuff, it's just like, oh my god, I could totally see this, and then he'll lose his little bit of credibility by saying something that's just really, really, really out there. Where it's just like, well, David, I still like you, but darn it,
God darn it.
like
Yeah, I
because
hear you, man.
with David Icke, he's quick to say, man, everyone in power is a reptilian, which I can't say he's wrong. I can't say he's right, but I can say he probably should not say everyone in power is a reptilian.
Yeah,
And of course he goes hard on the royal family being lizard people.
uh, I'm gonna have to look into that guy too, man. Since you
Yeah, David
mentioned
Icke.
him,
Yeah, he's the
David.
man. But with the royal family though, that's actually kind of funny because from what I understand, there was the maid of Princess Diana who said that Diana confided in her that the queen and them, they are alien, like they are lizard people, and
Hmm.
Diana was gonna talk about it or something like that, but they had her killed. We're going into a conspiracy theory here, folks.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Now, the interesting thing about Diana's death is that car that they were driving was involved in like several other accidents. That wasn't the first accident. They just fixed it up and continued driving it, even though that
yeah,
thing was known to have issues. And all of a sudden, they drive into a part of freaking London that has no cameras for some reason.
yeah,
It's like, really? No cameras in London. Something wrong here.
yeah, yeah.
So, man, the queen, she was like off with her head.
Jeez.
I mean, honestly, it really makes you wonder if you look at the particulars of that case and just really investigate, certain things
Yeah,
just don't add up. And the
yeah,
question is, though, why would the queen have her killed? Well, if you go with what this maid was saying, like apparently
yeah.
Diana, she knew about the lizard folks, and she wasn't gonna have it. She was gonna spill the secrets.
That's crazy, man.
So,
You know what? I never really looked into her death, man. You know how I like all these crazy things in this. I
yeah,
just need to look into it.
yeah, that's a good one to look into.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
It's just like the Michael Jackson thing, which I find interesting as well. That Michael Jackson, I don't know if you guys recall the "This Is It." Before he was supposed to go on tour, he gave that speech and everything. But rumor has it that that actually wasn't Michael Jackson.
Huh.
And even though he was supposed to be murdered by his doctor accidentally, um, it was supposed to be, at least the conspiracy theory states, that it was actually intentionally because he didn't follow the rules of a certain secret society that he wanted out of.
I'm not hearing this. I'm not hearing this, man.
But like I said, that will be a talk for a whole nother time when I'm
With a
feeling much
totally
more.
different guest.
Yeah.
I'm not here, man. God darn it. God darn it.
I can't confirm nor deny if it was done intentionally, but that's what the conspiracy theory states. And, I do want to go into that one day about all the secret society stuff, but the problem is, like, I'm truly freaked out by it in some regards. You don't stay secret by having people talk about stuff. And
Yeah.
it reminds me of someone who's dealing with it right now. I won't even say his name.
Yeah.
Benny knows who I'm talking about. And I'll just say this, and this is a
I don't know who you're talking about, man. I don't know who you're talking about.
well. Anyway, I'll just say this. All right, he was a friend of Matt, and if you don't know who Matt is, well, listen to one of the Alien shows. That's all I'm going to say there. But yeah, he was a friend of Matt's, and he said too much about certain things, and I kid you not, every single day he would get beat up. Van would show up, and he would get beat up. Just a daily beating, and his wife can attest to it. Um, a friend of mine who's close friends with her, she's seen it. Like, she can verify it. Like, and they just ruined his life to the max. And it's like, man, you just don't talk about certain freaking things. But yeah, I mean, I don't even want to get to the point where they tell me to shut up, Bomber. It's like, nope, I don't even want to go there. It's like, hey, don't worry about me, guys. I'm just a weirdo. All right.
Hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. To be honest with you, right now, I'm fixing my stuff around the room. Since once you get over this, man, I'm truly freaked out, man. Forget that. I don't know that little rant. I went totally blank, man.
Like, no, I didn't hear this. I want nothing to do with it.
I'm serious, man. I kid you not. I swear to God, I was doing that. Yeah, man.
But you know what? We're gonna start wrapping it up here because it's almost time to go. Which time seemed like it flew by really fast, didn't it, Benny?
It did, man. Even though I got cut off, and yeah, it flew by really fast.
But yeah, it's just a lot of mystery still into the world, especially with the demons. We know jack squat about. I don't know if we'll ever know about them. I hope we will one day. One day, the alien stuff we still know jack squat about. Even our own religions we don't really know about because over the years everything has been changed to someone else's perception.
Right.
But yeah, it's just so much we don't know about this world and things outside of the world, and it's just really awesome to think about.
Yeah.
And I hope that we'll get some answers one day before I fork over. I'd honestly like to see. I would like to see some aliens pop up into the world and say, "Hey guys, we're here," and then just leave, freak everybody out.
Me too, awesome. Man. That's what I'm waiting for soon.
Honestly, because if that happens, that changes the world as we know it.
Everything. Everything.
Just that quick. And it's like, man, everything we thought we knew, we did not know. And it makes you rethink history, religion, life. And I would just love for that to happen. Just a giant ship flying by, like, the Statue of Liberty or something. Something very noticeable and big, and then leaving.
Stop by the White House, man. Give that another freaking scare. Yeah. I also think people, like, at this point, man, they're a bit more accepting now. They're starting to think a bit more out of the box.
Yeah,
And
I would
you
say
know,
so.
and I think well, some people will be like, all right, man, finally. You know what I
And then
mean?
you have people nuke them. Like really,
Yeah,
you're gonna nuke them.
yeah.
Like that would actually work. But you know what? I think that is a good place to end it. Benny, thank you so much for coming on, especially in such short notice, man. You saved the day.
No problem, man.
Like, man,
Whatever I could do, man.
so I'm gonna get you a cape, and we're gonna make you into a legit hero because every hero needs a cape, right?
Yeah, man. I'll get one. I'll get it.
Even chat saying thank you.
All right, no problem, man. No problem, man.
So
It's I will. You know, that's sure. I learned a lot of new things, man. A lot of these things caught me out of the blue, to be honest.
yeah, so I didn't tell you about him. You know how I am.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
guys in
Nice.
chat, thank you for checking us out and coming in, hanging with us. Really appreciate it. Take just for you to take time out of your day and listen to a couple of guys who yapping about nothing, basically. That's just awesome, and I appreciate that. I really do. And remember, guys, there are things that go bump in the night. Go ahead and tell them. Bye, everybody.